There's this fella, and he was on his bike, right, cycling to work or whatever, and he sort of sees this thing in the corner of his eye. Right?
Literally in the corner of his eye. Or you mean he saw
just said he saw
in his peripheral vision?
He thought, what's that?
Yeah.
So he thought, oh, doesn't matter, whatever. And he stops off at a cafe, right? Get a little scone, a tea or whatever. And he goes in there, and he's sat down, and the waiter comes over. He says, "Yeah, what do you want?" He says, "I'll have a scone and a tea." He goes, "All right then." So he goes to get it, comes back. As he puts the tea and the scone down, his face is like, "What is that?" Right, like a look of frightenedness on his face. Right, drops the tea and legs it. So the fella's going, "What?" So he legs it after the bloke and goes, "What?" And he says, oh, "Something came out of your nose. That was massive."
Sorry, something came out of the guy.
It's all true because people would have watched it, so don't start saying it didn't
but hang
happen.
on, I just need to clarify. The guy
I
on the bike...
I don't believe he ran away.
Wait a
I
minute.
don't believe he legged it. I don't believe he had a look of frightenedness on his face, and I don't believe he said something massive came out your nose. And I don't even believe he had a cup of tea and a scone. These are the things that I think are embellished.
But who had something coming out of his nose? Was it the guy serving the scone?
The one who was on the bike who ordered the scone.
Yeah, but what was
Came out
it?
of his nose.
What was it? Came out of his nose.
Right. So he goes home. And he thinks, I've got to sort this out because it's not good and that. So he's
But what? No, it was out of his nose. So you mean it poked out of his nose? It didn't come out.
It just said hello and then it...
It was like the maggot in the head.
Yeah,
he just
yeah,
popped his head out, had a look around and went back in.
And why did the bloke drop the tea and run?
Well, it's weird, isn't it?
Alright, so he goes home.
He goes home and he goes, oh, God, you know. So he sits in front of the mirror and he's sat there waiting. This thing comes out. Again, sort of looks round, goes back in again, so he goes, oh.
No scones.
Right?
Not interested.
So he goes, I've got to sort this out. He goes to the doctor's, says to the doctor, I've got something up my nose, it just keeps coming out and having a look round, going back in.
Didn't say that.
The doctor's like, oh, I haven't heard of that before. Right?
Didn't say that.
So sat there, it does it again, the doctor looks, you know, frightened again.
Runs away?
Yeah.
Well,
he's got a look of frightenedness on his face.
He had a look of medical frightenedness. He dropped his stethoscope and legged it.
No, he said, I know what it was. So what? So you got a leech up your nose. He had a leech about that long.
What's radio?
Well, how long's that?
4 inches.
4 inches coming out of his nose. Next time it stuck its head out, he grabbed it, pulled it out. That's horrible, though, isn't it? Isn't it?
Can I just remind people, just let people know, when Karl was saying it was about that long, and Ricky said 4 inches, he was using his fingers.
Oh yeah, he didn't have his... No.
There's nothing else there.
The feather out, no.
So he had a leech up his nose. How did he get a leech up his nose?
I don't know, again, I'm not that bothered about that bit. It's just all the footage and stuff.
Oh, play a record.